Welcome everyone. Now normally I would say to my channel, but in this case, yep, that too, but welcome to the end of the globe and the AE flat earth map. Both of those do not exist. They are not our reality. But the Mercator flat earth map and its many variations is our reality of what our continents, our known continents, look like and are, and their positions. And this is just our section of our realm that is absolutely massive. Outside of that, possibly infinite ground and floor of the universe, but more than anything, the primordial and ethereal waters of creation that all land and all earth was created from and rises from. So where does it all end outside of the technological confinements we are in? Well, wherever the universe ends. This whole universe is seen as like a bubble, or to all of our ancient ancestors, a womb, as in almost like a womb of a goddess. And that's a whole nother story. But here, right now, let's get straight to the point and end this debacle once and for all. As you can see on the screen there, Russia and Alaska are thousands of miles apart. They are nowhere near each other, and I'm going to go further into what actual landmass and possibly continent is actually really there, and that shows on all old maps going way back. Now, as you can see, both have over 4 hours difference in daylight between them, and that's for 8 months of the year. And both have 3 hours difference in daylight between them for 4 months of the year, and that's obviously the winter months. Yeah, the 8 months is the rest of the year, and the rest of the majority of the other seasons. Both also have over 20 hours difference in time. They are both on opposite sides of the world. Now, if you don't understand the over 4 hours difference in daylight there, that's basically the equivalence. As you know, the difference between daylight and night is hundreds of thousands of miles. But when you actually do the measurements here with the daytime to nighttime and miles, it's thousands of miles. And when you actually add it up, it comes to around that gap you are seeing there at the top on the screen. So this is undeniable, people. Absolutely undeniable. And it gets even worse for them, as I'm going to go into this video. During the midnight sun in June, Little Diomede, that's supposed to be next to Alaska, has 4 days of 24 hours of sunlight. And Big Diomede, that's supposed to be next to Russia, has 7 days of 24 hours of sunlight. This is absolutely impossible on the globe or the AE flat earth map. Understand this reality, people. And as you're seeing on the right side in this picture, that's to do with the Mercator flat earth map and its many projections. Yes, there are many different projections, as you know, and we've been perfecting that, and it looks like we have an absolute perfect version of that. And also what's being shown there is the Underworld, the technological realm, which is our section of this whole thing that we are in, that we reside in, and the angel cherubim robots. Yeah, not actual spiritual living beings. Yeah, angel cherubim robots, which they full well know, all of the elites and even guys at the Vatican who read the original text, and they know exactly what it is. That, and then they give you a fairy tale character like a spiritual being with a halo over its head, when in reality this is technology. They're like robots, and they are projecting a halo into the sky. And these are like particle accelerators, and we're going to get much more into that into this video. And you've also got the gates, which are also portals in the east, west, north and south. The sun and the moon and the other luminaries come from the east. Yeah, So these are particle accelerators. The angel cherubim technology in the underworld, these are more than just projectors. They are converters. They convert antimatter to matter. They convert elements and also from the Earth's atmosphere. So they are projecting halos up into the sky, which are projections of our sun, our moon, and the other luminaries and the stars. As they say, as above, so below. You are seeing what's above in our skies being projected because of what's below. So, because of the technology below in the underworld, you are seeing everything in our sky above when it comes to the sun, the moon, the luminaries that are the so-called planets, and the stars. And also, you'll see they go into the sigils as well. APM Research has decoded all of these things and so much more in their playlist. So please check out their playlist. They have many. And even on my channel, I have one I've made of them and their work. And I have many other playlists. So please check all of this out. As you can see on the screen here, all of those crossed out on the bottom are the fake propaganda, government's flat earth society and mainstream media propaganda. That is a flat globe floating in fantasy space. That has nothing to do with flat earth cosmology or the flat earth community. We do not believe that. No one believes that. As I've already explained to you, flat earth is a realm, like another dimension, and this is only our section on the ground and floor of the universe. So no one believes that, so stop falling for that. Okay? Earth is not a flying pancake frisbee pizza disc floating in fantasy outer space. Google is responsible for this mainly. Again, companies like Google and the mainstream media and a lot of them in the mainstream scientism institutions are pushing this propaganda. We do not believe this. So just get that through to your head. Google has put in a crazy censorship algorithm that makes sure only Flat Earth Society stuff comes up in the top search results, even on their page. So try other search engines. And even despite all of that and their crazy censorship algorithms of shadow banning and so many other methods they are using, they are still even coming to our channels and actively freezing the view count and removing views of videos and all kinds of other crazy authoritarian Orwellian measures. So just so you know that. So this is all technology. This is a technological realm, people. You have to have understanding that the beings, the advanced beings that all our ancestors talk of, they all have to be thousands of years more technologically advanced than us, ahead of us. Can you imagine? Because that's the case of the beings that built this. Now, I'm not going to get into the whole who's and who's right and wrong and everything on this and that in terms of cultures and everything, because you know, every culture seems to say exactly the same thing. Now that even goes for the Bible, where it says about Elohim, and let us create in our image, us, not one being, not one person. Whether if you go way back to matriarchal times, yeah, where they described the overall creator of everything, the actual universe and everything being described as a goddess, as an intelligent life form, and that would be these advanced beings who'd come from that, who have built this thing. And it seems that we're created in these advanced beings' image. It seems very much, it's very interesting stuff. But hey, I don't want to go too much off topic here, so let's keep the focus here. As you can see in the Pacific Ocean, it's 9,600 miles across. Nothing crosses there. No planes, no cruises, no shipping, no sailing, as I've gone over in all my videos. So please check them out. Again, The international date lines are nothing more than a mental mind block. That is all they are. It's just like Antarctica in the south and up there in the north. They're guarded. Well, as you can see with the international date line, when it comes to the east and the west, nothing crosses there. And again, that's where the east gates are, and then in the west you have the west gates, and then the same would go for the Antarcticas. Down in the south there's the gates down there, and then there's the gates up there in the north. So please research and look into this stuff, and this is shown on all ancient mandalas of all cultures. It's shown, yeah, and I'm going to go further in on that in this video also. As I have said in previous videos, when it comes to Pacific Ocean, nothing crosses there, and that also goes for the north region in the top of the Pacific Ocean. Those are all redirected flights. They are hidden flights in the north, and we have much information on that, proving that and verification of that. They'll even go as far as to keep this lie alive, as to tell you they're planning on building the crazy plan to build a train track from Russia to Alaska. Well, that will never ever happen, and it's absolutely impossible, and they know that, and it's just another big lie to keep this deception going, and nothing more. As you can see here on the left, the Mercator flat earth map that they say goes on forever, and you can see on the right here in this picture the AE flat earth map, which is the globe map, and they just have a top view of that, and you can clearly see that as clear as day, and anyone who's honest with themselves knows this. That's why, again, you got Russia and Alaska close to each other, yeah, tied around a ball, tied around someone's waist like an apron, yeah. So realize this truth now. Here it is for all to see. As you can see on the screen here, this is a video from APM Research, and much of this work has been done by One Conscience, just another one of the incredible members on their team. And again, you can see the same sun time zones here, the difference between daylight, the rising and setting of the sun between these two islands here, Little Diomede and Big Diomede, and you are seeing the over 4 hours. And then in the winter seasons, those 4 months in the winter seasons, you are seeing around 3 hours, over 3 hours. Yeah, but the majority of the year, it's over 4 hours. Yeah, and if you look, the time difference between that gap of sunrise to nighttime is thousands of miles. So this is impossible, people. And already, again, the other thing with the midnight sun, the 24 hours of sun, which I already stated to you, and you can find all of this on time and date, and all real world data reveals this. It's game over, people. It's game over. And there's many more things down there in the south to do with the Samoan Islands as well, American Samoa and Samoa, and many other places down there, Midway Islands and all of these places. So please look into this, but I go further into that in my other videos. Here you can see just a sample of the few months here, showing the sun leaving each of the different gates, the 12 gates in the east, for each month of every year. So have a good look here, and go further into APM Research's playlists and watch their stuff. See all their incredible, mind-blowing content. And here again, just look there, where Russia is so-called supposed to be next to Alaska, Canada, and America. It's absolutely impossible. Look at the gap there, thousands of miles. Daylight to nighttime. Wake up, people. Globe earthers, globe heads, AE flat earth mappers, wake up. Your map is wrong. The Mercator flat earth map is the true map and real map of our reality. So wake up, people, please. Have a look at this, see how impossible this is. Over 4 hours, There you go, the AE map, the AE flat earth map has the same problem as the globe. Why? Because it's a top version of the globe, even though going out south on that map shown in that model is possibly infinite going out, you know, the ground and floor of the universe. But again, it's the wrong map. Here's another one here you can see with the UK and Australia sharing the same sunlight for a period in the day of every week, of every month, of every year. Again, it's just so much exposing this. Just look here in their own real world data, in their own pictures and animations and everything they are showing you from their scientific data. It's impossible. This is game over, people. Time to wake up. Let's progress together, yeah, and make things better and improve things, yeah, and get our power back from these corporate fascist ruling elite pyramid schemers, yeah, who are controlling and manipulating us since we were children. And they always say get them while they're young, because that's the easiest way to program people. Program them like you're a robot. That's what they've done. But you're supposed to be self-aware and be the conscious, all-knowing, powerful being that you were meant to be and born to be. But they got in there first, didn't they? With their programming, indoctrination and brainwashing. And they interfered with that whole process of who you are and where you are and who you are truly meant to be. Yeah, that's why they interrupt that process. And then they tell you evolved from a monkey, which is absolute garbage. And the main reason they came up with that propaganda and that scientism religion lie is so they get to play the so-called God role. So they tell you, oh, they rightfully rose to power, so they deserve to rule over you. Yeah, nothing but a lie, indoctrination and programming from their indoctrination camps they call school to their TV programming fake news media. You know the rest. Have a good look at this picture here now. Do you see the deception? There's the information on the screen. Just pause the screen again if you need for it to sink in. There's the reality. And there's a picture from a previous video of mine. Thousands of miles apart. Look here on their own fantasy globe model. Have a good look. Look at the equator and then look up there in the north. In the north at 60 degrees latitude. Have a good look. And then have a good look here on the chart. The extra sunlight per 1,000 miles. Have a good look. At the equator, it's 58 minutes, pretty much an hour for every 1,000 miles. So if it's over 4 hours for most of the year, it's over 4 hours difference between day and night between those two islands that are supposed to be separating Alaska from Russia, which is not the reality. Globe heads and AE flat earth mappers, not the reality. Have a good look at the chart there. Now keep in mind where it says 60 degree latitude there, it says 1 hour 55 minutes, which is double the time. Now that's going by the fantasy illusion of it being shorter and smaller up there in the north, as they would show you it being shorter and smaller in the south. But in reality, as you've seen, that's not the reality, and it's as long as it would be at the equator, because there is no smaller north or south. It's possibly infinite going out in all directions. Yeah, and we're already in a confinement as it is. So we're not even talking about going outside of the confinement of our technological realm we are in. Yeah, which would be the rest of the ground and floor of the universe, which is outside of that. Because there's already new lands and continents in here, yeah, to be discovered, and that we don't even know about. And that's inside of our section, let alone what's outside of our section. So have a good look. Absolute devastation and destruction to the globe and the AE flat earth map. It's game over, guys. Game over. And there ain't no saving it. There ain't no saving any of them. The globe and the AE map are done. Finished. It's over. Now wake up to reality. So this area here, to do with the Diomede Islands and the whole deception there, this discovery was made by One Conscience, showing that the two islands are 2.4 miles apart and basically have over 4 hours difference in sunlight, and also most people already knew about the over 20 hours difference in time with the time zones there as well, which is again very, very suspicious to say the least. And also I've gone further on with the midnight sun and added to that, as you've seen, and much more seems to be coming out of these areas. So please see all of our videos. There's a lot more information coming out of these areas and much more. So this is just more real world data that we go into, and so much more. And this is here showing you from time and date. And we are focused here especially on the month of June. And as you already know, in those 8 months of the year, which is the majority of the year, it has over 4 hours difference in daylight to nighttime between these two islands that are supposed to be 2.4 miles apart. Yeah, which is absolutely impossible. And again, this is proving that Russia is nowhere near Alaska, Canada and America, without a shadow of a doubt. So this month here, as you can see, has the midnight sun. And as you can see there, on Little Diomede, you have 4 days of midnight sun from the 19th to the 22nd. And then, as we go into Russia, Big Diomede, as you can see there on the screen, again, you're seeing the sun times zone, sunrise, and so on. And as you go here on the page, you are seeing from the 17th to the 23rd of June, 7 days of 24 hours of sunlight between two islands that are supposed to be 2.4 miles apart. So again, this is absolute devastation and destruction of the globe and the AE flat earth map. It's over for them. It's over once and for all. And here again, here's the fantasy that they feed you. Here's more the deception and the massive lie. They're telling you these two, Russia, between Russia and Alaska, is supposed to be 55 miles apart. And you're already seeing it's in the thousands, my friends. In the thousands. So there, for all to see on that screen. Thank you very much. So, there you have it. Thousands of miles apart. Two powerful nations who have always been secret allies throughout all the world wars, and then the fake Cold Wars, which they used to cover up everything going on in Antarctica. Yeah, 1958. Hell of a year, wasn't it? Hell of a year. Arctic Treaty signed. DARPA signed, that controls the GCHQ and NSA and monitors all our activity. What else did they sign in 1958? Oh, the Van Allen radiation belts, which is most likely the barrier which is above us that they can't get past. That was discovered in 1958 also. And NASA is funded in 1958. NASA, you know, NASA, not a space agency. NASA, never a straight answer, NASA. Yeah. All in 1958. Don't forget 1954, where the secret society meeting of all the powerful, rich and elites, the Bilderberg, was first founded. Also CERN, the particle accelerator, particle collider in Geneva, Switzerland. Yeah, that also was created in 1954. And go look into Operation High Jump, Operation Deep Freeze and Operation Fishbowl and Operation Dominic. All these operations with the military and Admiralty Byrd down there in Antarctica straight after World War II, all the way going up into the 1950s. Thank you very much, people, and thank you to all of those of you who do your damn research and look for truth and knowledge. Yes, my friends, Yesterday Island and Tomorrow Island. Travel back and forward into the future. Yeah, Little Diomede, 115 people population. Big Diomede, 0% population. Well, that's not entirely correct. It's guarded by Russian military who are in collusion with the higher-ups of the elitist ruling pyramid scheme of all countries. And that's part of America and Russia's great collusion. A real collusion, unlike the fake ones you've been hearing in the media over the years. Because at the top of all these countries, all of these ruling elites, the most powerful, the less than 1% at the top of all the pyramid scheme systems in every country, they're all like family. They all get along just fine, especially if your country has one of their central banks. As you're seeing here, that is not the reality. As in, Russia's not over there, but there is another massive landmass over there, and possibly a continent, judging by the size of it. You know, wow. But yeah, this is what they're showing you, and again on that side, it's just not the reality. It's just not the reality, people. But let me show you the reality. And I go into all of this in my previous video, so please check them out, especially video number 3, which is to do all with water and the cruise ship routes and maps and lands beyond and sailing and shipping and so on. Video number 2 is flight routes, and yeah, I'll get more into that into this video. But as you can see there, what's really over there is a new landmass continent where it's new to us, but it's an all 17th, 18th, even 16th, from going way back and even up to 18th century maps. Yeah, and it's called Terra Isonis, also known as Terra Isonis Incognita. So that's not Russia there, that's another landmass / continent. And here it is. And there's just a picture of it at the top there, and that's 17th and 16th century maps there, by the way. And as you can see, look at the size of this thing. I mean, it's as wide as the east of North America to the west of North America. This thing is absolutely massive, people. And that's what's over there. And I prove it without a shadow of a doubt in my 3rd video. So please check that out, and we go into much more information on this. As you can see there, even they are stating the time difference there. It's amazing, isn't it? And there you have the mental mind block fantasy international datelines that do not exist. And that's why the time differences are so wide and vary there over 20 hours. It's absolutely ridiculous. Let alone what I've already told you with the sunlight to nighttime difference being thousands of miles in reality, as we know. And as you can see, there's another 16th century map between California and going above Alaska, Canada there. A path that they all used to take because there is no international dateline. And that's called the Strait of Anine. And this is a place that they would travel through. So pause the screen and read the information there, you know, and do that at any section in this video. Take a screenshot and do further research for yourself. And there again, look at the size of this. Just look at the size of this place. And there at the top in this picture, you can see on all the older maps going back 400s of years and way back before even that, you'll find on other maps. Yeah, Terra Isonis Incognita. And look at the bottom there, where they've completely cropped it out and hidden it and taken it out of the picture and giving you the ridiculous fake fantasy Bering Strait and international dateline deception, with Russia being next to Alaska, which is nothing more than pure fantasy and a political map from your pyramid elite ruling schemers who rule over us. Yeah, that's nothing more. So you look at the ridiculousness at the bottom. An absolute deception and a massive lie that is being completely busted and exposed wide open for all to see who have eyes and common sense and reality. Thank you. And here's just some more on old maps. Have a good look at these areas. And there's the Strait of Anine. That's the only way they could travel to there from there. And again, with the Pacific Ocean, again exposing this whole thing, as I'd already gone through in the video. No planes fly across the Pacific Ocean, and that goes up there for the North region too. No cruises cross there at the international dateline or go past there in the Pacific Ocean. No shipping and no sailing. Nothing goes beyond there. Beyond there are the gates in the west and the gates in the east, as they are in the north and south, also in the Antarcticas. Yeah, so please remember this and do all your research on this, and go and look into our videos and research further. Go into our playlist. That's where you're going to get the most out of all of this. Once again, showing you today and tomorrow, future and past. Absolutely ridiculous. And here from APM Research, showing you the reality and the map with the true time zones and the Mercator map and its many projections that I'm going to go into, all the more accurate projections. I'm going into that, don't worry. We are going into that as I go into full details in my third video. And here are the hidden flights in the north that you should all know about by now. Confirmed by many reliable sources. Traffic coming in there in Alaska and Canada all the time. And this is the only path they can go high up there in the north, because they don't go the other way. They do not go the other way. Nothing crosses the international date lines. There's a new lands and continents going out there. And here you can see on the tracker where the plane turns the other way, because they cut it. They cut and edit the footage. Completely flips the other way. They do not go in that direction. Russia is nowhere near Alaska, Canada and America. Thousands of miles apart. The Mercator map, what you're seeing, is the reality of our 7 known continents, and not going to the other lands and hidden continents beyond that within our confinement. Yeah, so there you go. Once again, as shown from FPV Angel, these are the hidden flights in the north, and these are confirmed by multiple reliable sources. Air traffic coming in there at the top there in Alaska and Canada, up there in the north, and these are the hidden flights, and they really don't have much of a long distance to travel when you see this. It's amazing. And here in this picture, this is off my second video, which is the flight routes, the real flight paths in our flat earth realm, and also to do with the hidden flights in the north. And this is an absolutely revealing and outstanding video as well, proving beyond a shadow of a doubt what our real flight routes are and where the planes are going. So please check that video out. And also my first video, which was an absolutely powerful decoding of the Illuminati Flat Earth card game. Please check that video out. That's it's a very kind of a fun visualizer video, but very powerful decoding, and there's some very revealing stuff in there. So yeah, have a look at that video, because it shows the true map of, well, our section, our known continents, that is, not going beyond that, but yeah, it shows that. And then I do go into other stuff in this video also, but yeah, cool stuff. And this here, this picture you're seeing, is basically from my third video, which goes into the cruise ship, sailing and shipping routes, and so much more, revealing land and continents beyond, hidden land and continents, and also again exposing that big deception at the Diomede Islands, the Bering Strait, the sun time zones, and the difference in daylight between night there and everything else, as we've already gone over. And also the massive reveals, so much information in this. It's an over 7 hours video, nearly going 8 hours by the way, so you know, either sit through it in one take if you possibly can, or watch it in parts, but so much information in there, and powerful revealings. So that's another thing for you all to look into and check out and see in that video. Thank you. And here is showing you some of the incredible work from APM Research, and this here is to do with the Nazca lines, which is basically a blueprint for our realm and our land masses, our continents, and a lot of stuff revealing, going beyond what we know within our section of our realm. It's absolutely incredible, people. It's showing everything with the technology in the underworld and other land masses and things beyond. A lot to be mapped out, a lot of work to do with this still, a lot of work to do, but this is absolutely mind-blowing stuff, and without a shadow of a doubt, this is the most advanced research in the world, hands down. No one else is even doing anything on this level. As you can see there, showing you the main kind of real world data section we have of the Mercator map, and this is what the Nazca lines are revealing. Going beyond this is absolutely incredible, people. This is just wow, you know. And also you can see here all the various geoglyphs, hieroglyphs and petroglyphs, and you can see the frequencies they give off, wavelength, designation, abbreviation, and so on. So yeah, this is some really deep stuff they go into here. It's absolutely mind-blowing stuff, people. I can't say it enough. I really can't. It's astounding. And this here is just showing you more on the map to do with Lemuria and Atlantis, and where Atlantis used to be, and where Lemuria, most likely as it seems to be, is still there in somewhat, whether it's anywhere near that size still or not. But that's another hidden landmass, it appears, in that area, a massive landmass that seems to still be there, and that's being hidden from us. And another thing that's amazing about this is, again, to do with the whole technological realm we're in. It's very interesting when you see the whole thing there, Lemuria, Atlantis, and then the whole connection to Egypt. And you know, one has to wonder, you know, is this the time period when the technology for this realm is created, and this realm is being created, the technology of our realm and our section on the ground and floor of the universe that we reside on. Because before this, it's always known as the times of the matriarchal paradise, and like a paradise of nature and everything. And then afterwards, the technology seems to have come after that, seem to have arrived. So it's very interesting, this whole thing here. And then the ties from you know, Atlantis to Egypt, the whole thing with Thoth the Atlantean being known as an Egyptian god of the underworld and all his things, you know. And you've got the whole thing with the Egyptian Book of the Gates and the underworld, the solar boat, and even in the Book of Enoch, which they separated from the Bible, which is a book all about technology, you know, and that. And then again, as you know, even with the Bible, they rewrote a lot of stuff in there, and they changed a lot of the things into more mythological characters and things. It's one whole big deception, man. It's a lot of stuff you have to uncover and look into this. You really have to go deep into the research for this, people. You really have to. This is kind of more of a highlight I'm running through in this video, a very important video also. But yeah, it's just kind of highlighting a lot of, you know, some of the discoveries and stuff being made. And towards the end of this video, you're gonna see like more of a preview with showing incredible stuff from APM Research and FPV Angel, who's the main guy of the team. He's done so many incredible decodings and stuff. He's done just absolutely outstanding work. I mean, all as a whole, they're an absolutely amazing team, the most advanced research in the world. But yeah, most of the stuff you'll find, it'll be on his channel, FPV Angel, so please look there. But like I said, in the playlists, many playlists you will find, I have 2 playlists from them on my channel, and also check their playlist, and I have many others, so please look into that. And again, they're gonna have to incorporate the gates, which is another surprising thing, that a lot of these, the majority of those AE flat earth maps, and you know it's the most popular flat earth map, but just like the globe, it's wrong and it's not right, and they don't incorporate the gates that are in the east, west, north and south. And it's very strange that they don't, considering all the ancient cultures show and depict these gates. It's very strange, isn't that? You know, it's just another flaw that many of them overlooked for too long, and me included. You know, I've been a flat earther for over 4 years, a truther, conspiracy truther and researcher for over 16 going on to 17 years, and it's one of those things I've seen it in other models, and I always thought, yeah, man, what's going on here with that? You know, it's very interesting, you know, and stuff. And yeah, you gotta incorporate it. It's the reality. I'm sorry, and it's showing. It's showing without a doubt. It's the reality, and yeah, you're gonna have to incorporate it, or it's just like you might as well just go home. You know, bye bye, because you're not progressing anything, and you're not showing no kind of reality whatsoever. And here in this picture is an update and some new additions to the APM research map. As you can see up there by Alaska, that is Terra Isonis Incognita, which is another new landmass, a massive landmass and continent most likely. And also down there in the south there by South America, that is an unknown, but as you've seen on all ancient maps, that is Lemuria, as in Lemuria and Atlantis. So very interesting stuff. But yeah, that's where the location of Lemuria is on the map. So yeah, very interesting. And here's just another one I found recently that's right up there by Terra Isonis Incognita, that new landmass, massive landmass that looks like a big continent over there. And this one over here is a pretty big landmass as well, and it seems to be right underneath there. And yeah, this one is just east of Kamchatka and part of the, well, near the peninsula over there. Very interesting. This is from maps in the 1700s, and after that completely seems to disappear, like they're completely hiding it. Very strange stuff. We'll be investigating into this further. So, as you can see on the screen here, these are mandalas from all cultures on the screen here. Absolutely incredible designs, absolutely outstanding stuff. Beautiful, very beautiful stuff here. And if you look at the sacred geometry here, it's just absolutely amazing. Yeah, it's just incredible to see. And once you know what these are, and you know, to think it's been in our face the whole time, you know, kind of like the Mercator map's been in our face the whole time. Think of how many billions of people have that map in their house, and you know, it's the map of our realm, our known continents, that is, not going beyond that. But again, yeah, just slight comparison there in some ways of something's been in your face the whole time and hidden in plain sight. You know, that's how the elites love to do things. But yeah, also, as you can see with all these mandalas, they depict the gates, which are portals, in the east to west and the north to the south. And this is something that the AE mappers, which has been the most popular flat earth map up until now, which is the incorrect map, as you're seeing, and it's being proven it's the Mercator map and all its variations that is the most accurate map and the reality. Yeah, they tend to forget the gates, which are the portals, even though all the ancients talk about this. It's depicted and talked about from the Egyptians to the Book of Enoch and so on, you know, and it seems like they've completely forgotten about it, and it's just not represented at all in that map or even those models, a lot of them. And that's very strange. Again, you know, that's very strange. Also, the Mount Meru, known as Mount Rupes Nigra, and the main center, as they say, actually really is the center. It's just like now when they see this map, they're probably thinking it's up there in the north, but no, it's there where Atlantis used to be, between South America and Africa there. And maybe that's part of the whole mystery why Atlantis is no longer there. Maybe it was some kind of headquarters, who knows. Very, very strange stuff, that, when you think about that as well, isn't it? Yeah, so this is absolutely incredible. And that main center there, they normally depict, as you've seen in some of these, they put a deity there, like a creator or god, you know, they put there in the center, and that's representing basically there the reactor, the main generator of the technology below in the underworld. So absolutely incredible stuff here. Yeah, so look further more into this with APM Research, and make sure you check out all their playlists. So moving on. This here is the Bermuda Triangle, which is where they're dumping many of these rockets, the glorified fireworks they're calling rockets. And also, as you can see there is the Dragon's Triangle there on the east side. So the west side has the Bermuda Triangle, the east side has the Dragon's Gate. Very interesting, isn't it? Very interesting stuff, this. And there's many more of these, as you can see there. Many more. There are loads of these. This is what people don't know. You know, this is something only in the last year or so. You know, I'd heard about many electromagnetic anomalies and powerful electromagnetic disruptions and people going missing. Up to 3,000, over 3,000 people going missing in some of these areas and never ever returning. There happen to also be UFO hotspots, but yeah, in this video here again, there's some amazing work done here again. Absolute incredible work done here by APM Research. It's absolutely amazing stuff. And as you can see, look how many of these there are. There's loads, but here's listed the 7 main ones. And many people don't know about this, but again, go to the APM Research's playlist, go and watch their videos and share this, people. Time to wake people up to what our reality is. And here again, showing you it's not the ring of fire, it's actually the line of fire, and that's the path the sun travels in. It also works in coordination with the earthquake zones over there. Funny enough. And also the Aurora Borealis up there you get in the north, and there's a one in the south too. It's a whole nother thing to go into. Again, go look into APM Research, watch their stuff for more information on this. This is a highlighter video from this point after that big revelation of importance and of our reality that I just dropped in this video, earlier in this video. The rest of this is more highlighting stuff that you need to see for yourself and check out on APM Research's videos. Yeah, I'm not gonna go and put all of that into this video. This is a much shorter video, and I made much longer videos going over all their discoveries and things, and my own further research adding on to that, as I've done in my videos in those areas of what's really going on when it comes to travel and transport and all of these things. And here are some incredible highlights from APM Research. That is the blueprint for our realm. That is the Nazca lines that they've mapped out. Absolutely mind-blowing, incredible stuff here. So have a good look at the layout that you are seeing on that screen. That is incredible sacred geometry you are seeing there. Absolutely outstanding stuff. As you can see here, the layout for our incredible technological realm. And this is just our section. There's more land and continents within here. And this isn't even going to the outside of our technological construction that we are in. But have a good look. It's absolutely outstanding stuff. This is a massive realm of creation. As I'm sure many of you will notice or realize, many of the sacred geometry and patterns you are seeing here from all cultures across our world, our realm. Absolutely mind-blowing stuff. And it's, you know, it's just outstanding because you see this everywhere. Just a shout out to our globe head and AE Flat Earth Mapper brothers and sisters. Russia is nowhere near Alaska, Canada and America. They are thousands of miles apart and are completely on opposite sides of the world, as you have seen here and has been absolutely proven here without a shadow of a doubt. So stop wearing your True World Mercator Flat Earth map around your waist like an apron. Thank you. Also, just wanted to state, there is no such thing on any flat earth map as Pac-Man, where you go to one side and you come out on the other side like you're in a video game. That's absolutely ridiculous. Yeah? Because anyone who knows true flat earth cosmology and that earth is a realm knows there is more land, more continents beyond, and the section we are in is a confinement, an enclosure or so. Yeah? And there is possibly infinite lands on the ground and floor of the universe outside of what we are in. Once again, thank you. Also, to the globeheads who seem to think a map is flat earth, as in a map is the shape of the earth, because as you know, flat earth, our realm, is not a shape. This is our section on the ground and floor of the universe. Maps are just used for demonstrating things. They do not go beyond that. Realms, models of our realm and what it is, they do, and they're showing the workings and the cause and effect with science, real science. So this is the reason, this is the confusion that YouTube has done deliberately when they're censoring and shadow banning and hiding all genuine real flat earthers, many with documentaries with millions of views and hundreds of thousands of views that you'll find in my playlist, and they're completely censoring APM Reasearch's videos and freezing the view count on them, as they're doing to me and they've done to many others as well in the truth movement and even flat earthers, as you'll see in those videos. But they're all being hidden. So they give you the Flat Earth Society, who is a government group, nothing to do with the Flat Earth community and the hundreds of millions of us in growing. Nothing to do with all of us in the Flat Earth community, hundreds of millions of us now, growing across our realm, across our world. Nothing to do with us whatsoever. They do not use Flat Earth cosmology. The Flat Earth Society is basically a flat globe. It's absolutely asinine, it's absolutely ridiculous, and it's defamation of our ancestors, all of ours, and flat earth cosmology, and it's defamation of the character of the flat earth community. No flat earther believes earth is something floating in space, okay? If you're thinking that, you're talking about a flat globe and you're saying the earth is a shape, which is absolutely ridiculous. What we are in, you can more compare to like a pond in a park, and that park's massive, as is the pond. And there's probably many more ponds, or stadium in a town or city. Yeah, and then think of how big that town or city the stadium's in, and then think that's in your county or your state or your town, and then think how big the country is, then across the water more countries. So think how many stadiums there might be, or how many ponds in that park there might be, and all many other parks. Yeah, so think even possibly going to a multiverse, who knows, that's a whole nother thing. But yeah, thanks again. And here, as you are seeing on the screen, yeah, it's just showing you how the problem with the AE flat earth map, and how the north there, as you can see, it's like the top version of a globe and it's just flattened out. And yeah, as you can see in the bottom, it's got possibly infinite lands beyond our confinement and whatnot and all this kind of thing. And as you can see on the right there, that's the Mercator map, and that has many projections. And that's the APM Reasearch model and map there, and you can see down in the bottom there more lands beyond and stuff that the Nazca line has revealed, also more to do with the underworld and the technology in the underworld. So yeah, there you go there. And also, as you can see, it's the only map that has true west and east. It's the only one, you know. The other one is like, as you can see, south is in all directions. And you know, unfortunately, again with the 80 map, it's like the globe, it has an imaginary east and west, because it's following the path of our luminaries, the sun, the moon and stars and so on. It's following that path, and they travel from the east gates to the west. That's where they travel. So again, it's an imaginary east and west on the globe and the 80 flat earth map. So now again, some of you hopefully will better understand that the Mercator map is the only one that shows true directions north, east, south, west, and showing how going beyond that, who knows how big this thing is. And that's in our section alone. Outside, as you know, possibly infinite. And once again, I have to completely expose the government's Flat Earth Society and all the ridiculous propaganda out there. Once again, to those of you globeheads who think you know what Flat Earth is and you don't know what Flat Earth cosmology is, yeah, you sound like an arrogant, ignorant moron to flat earthers or anyone who's done their research for that matter and knows flat earth cosmology is not something floating in space. It is not heliocentric, and it is certainly not geocentric either, because again that would imply that the sun's going round and that earth is a shape, which it is not. It's going across east to west from the gates. Yeah, as you know, sun and moon are much smaller and equal in size, as you all know, those of you who've done your research. So as you're seeing at the top there, you're seeing that's the heat map on the left there, and the Mercator on the right there, the APM research model, and also just demonstrating they're showing about with other lands beyond and stuff. And again, that wouldn't even be showing everything, or it's just like to give you an idea. And you see at the bottom there, all the propaganda, all the ridiculous pancake, pizza, frisbee discs floating in fantasy outer space, absolutely ridiculous, basically a flat globe. And then you got the mockumentaries like that absolute imbecile Logan Paul, yeah, that shill, and also Behind the Curve, which was a nothing but a Netflix propaganda hit piece. Absolutely ridiculous stuff, people. There are zero flat earthers that believe in this BS. The media creates these images. So again, thank you for your time and listening to the truth on this matter. As you're seeing in this picture here, this is kind of symbolizing, showing matriarchal times, the times of the Paradise Lost and other lands beyond. And if you look in all cultures, there's symbolism and there's connections to all these lands beyond. It's very interesting, fascinating stuff, amazing stuff. So this is kind of even giving you an idea. And this is just even showing a section in itself. This isn't even going beyond, because for all we know, there could be anywhere from thousands to millions of land masses and continents. We simply do not know how many. Yeah, we do not know. So yeah, there's that for you. So once again, our technological realm and our section, and there's more lands and continents within here. This isn't going to the outside, and this is APM Research, as you can see there on that screen. Their model, and showing the Underworld, the Angel Cherubim, which are particle accelerators. Can change antimatter to matter with the elements and our atmosphere, and so much more. And go and research and look into APM Research to see more on that, as I've explained. And also here you're seeing flat earth cosmology that Google for some reason likes to hide and only give you a ridiculous pancake pizza floating in space, that flat globe propaganda nonsense. They won't show you real flat earth cosmology. So try search engines like DuckDuckGo or any other search engines to get real honest results. Please, people, if you're calling yourself researchers, and you're talking about the truth, and you want to talk about flat earth, and you don't know what flat earth cosmology is, you only sound ignorant and arrogant, and you sound like an idiot when you start trying to discuss flat earth to someone and you don't know what flat earth cosmology is. So please, people, high time you wake up to this and realize this. All your ancestors knew this, and they've hidden and buried this truth and knowledge from you. Obviously, there's no edge. I'm sure I don't need to explain that to you. Again, outside of the confinements we are in would be going up to the ends of the universe, since we are the ground and floor of the universe, the bottom ends of the universe, the basement, yeah? The majority of the universe, what's at the bottom? It's an electromagnetic ethereal universe, yeah? But at the bottom is the primordial and ethereal waters of creation that all land is created from and rises from, yeah? And also, you got, with alchemy, you got the pneumatic principles, and they call it the pneumatic waters, that they can create anything from, especially with technology. So please understand this stuff. So it's like whether the universe is expanding or not, there's current ends to the universe, as in a barrier, as they even show you in the mainstream with the ridiculous globe, sci-fi, fantasy, outer space nonsense. And again, space above us is not what we are told, yeah, and there's a barrier up there. Yeah, everything you're seeing is what's within our confinement. So please have understanding of this, people. Yeah, you need to know this. They've hidden this from you. But yeah, here's flat earth cosmology. from all ancient cultures and all our ancestors. There's much more. I couldn't fit all of them onto here, you know. This is just some of them. And again, you, as you see there, just look on the screen at the top, especially the Nubian thing there, Nubia, where an ancient Stonehenge is. They call Nabta Playa, which seems to be something to do with the workings of our stars in the technological underworld. And also you got the Hindu cosmology, and many of you know about that. In their universe, flat earth cosmology in there seems to go for billions of miles. It's amazing. Yeah. And then you got the Egyptian one again, and you all know about that. You got the Sumerians there, and you remember the propaganda TV show Ancient Aliens. So the Ancient Aliens telling you about Zachariah Sitchin, Enki, and Enlil, and that, you know, many of the names for these advanced beings and stuff. You know, each cultures have different names. Yeah, and then, you know, they talk about them having advanced craft and having flying craft and saucers and being aliens and all these kind of things and stuff. And it's like, all right, well, you look at their cosmology, Sumerians or any of these, they all have flat earth cosmology. So then those of you who believe in the space aliens and that, and I'm not saying there ain't no aliens, I just think they're on other lands and places beyond, outside of what we are in, you know. But as you can see there, they all have flat earth cosmology. So again, the high technology, we know it's been there for thousands of years, as well as the people who created this, the advanced beings who created this place we are in. So again, just look at that. Just look here. And then, you know, the Hebrew one is the Bible one, obviously, and talks about universe in water. Yeah, so let's look at all of these. Greek, Norse, Navajo, Mayan, Inca, Babylonian, Japanese, Chinese, Polynesian, Iranian, Islam, Celtic, Masonic, Roman, German, African, Australian, native cosmos. Yeah, it's all, you know, many there, and there's so much more. You research, you're going to see how many. You'll be stunned, people, absolutely stunned. But this is it. You can see how they're depicting the lands that rose out of the waters of creation, and these aren't normal waters, as I've explained to you. They're primordial and ethereal waters, also known as the pneumatic waters. And some of these, as you can see, are even depicting technology. It's amazing. I mean, straight up, the Navajo one right there, the Mayans to some degree. Yeah, very interesting stuff, you know. Look at all of these. Very diverse stuff going on here. Very interesting. If you look at the mandalas for all of these cultures, yeah, they all depict the gates in the north, east, the south, and west, you know, as well. You know, it's just absolutely incredible stuff. And you're missing out. And if you don't notice, the fact they've hidden this from you and lied to you and tried to control us and lied to us about what our reality is, people. Yeah, it's just absolutely more incredible and mind-blowing and amazing than we could have imagined. And they're hiding this from us. It's a real shame, but here you go. Here's the truth, knowledge, and wisdom for you all. And with that said, I leave you with some amazing highlights from APM Research. Please subscribe to APM Research and their members and FPV Angels channel, and also my channel. And what you're going to see here is absolutely mind-blowing, incredible, revealing footage from their documentaries and their many decodings in their playlist. You'll get the most out of it by going to their playlist, so please check there and have a look. So please continue on and watch through the rest of this. And with that said, thank you all for your time. Be honest, be truthful. This is our reality. Now spread the word and share this truth and knowledge with everyone, so we can once again progress to in a great world, our realm, with truth, knowledge, nature, high technology, and all good things, and not be under control anymore under these corporate fascist ruling pyramid scheming schemers who call themselves elites. We've let them think that for too long, you know. We put them on a high pedestal because that's the mentality they gave us. They programmed us in that way. So, with that said, programming broken, the matrix is broken, the truth is out for everyone to see. Age of disclosure is upon us. The truth of age. From the 21st of December, the age of Aquarius and rising. We're in an air sign for the next 150 years. Big things happening. Big changes happening. Authority dies. Freedom and truth, progress, innovation rises. Freedom and truth, progress and innovation rises to its highest level. Once again, we all get to progress to the best of our abilities and be the best we can be. And that's what it's all about. Thank you all. Thank you.